Hello guys, back to the class. Today we are going to discuss about few more concepts regarding to basics of thermodynamics. In that point of view, let's start with the quasi-static process. Let's see what is the quasi-static process. If a process is followed by section of equilibrium states, simply is defined as quasi-static process. If a process is followed by section of equilibrium states, it is called quasi-static process. Let's see that one. For that purpose, here I am considered two-dimensional. One is the pressure and another one is the volume. So here we know two states. It is the initial state and this one is the final state. So what we have defined in the definition of quasi-static process, a process is followed by section of equilibrium states. So that means equilibrium states here between the initial and final states we have a different type of states. They are in a identical manner. That means these are the intermediate states between the initial and final states. The intermediate states are here identical. The locus of the process is followed by intermediate states. So this type of process is called the quasi-static process. So these are the equilibrium states. So the overall process is called quasi-static process. Okay. In the previous concept, what we have discussed thermodynamic part. So it is also defined in the form of quasi-static process. The quasi-static process is also called as a reversible process here. It is also called reversible process. Okay. When we discuss about the quasi-static process, simply the intermediate states are identical between the initial and final states. So this is about the quasi-static process. And next we are going to discuss about what is the non-quasi-static process. So it is the quite opposite to quasi-static process. In the quasi-static process, what we have defined, the process is followed by section of equilibrium states. But in the quasi-static process, the process is not followed by section of equilibrium states, or the process is followed by section of non-equilibrium states, whatever. So let's see the definition. If the process is followed by section of non-equilibrium states, so that type of process is called non-quasi-static process. Here the process is followed by a non-equilibrium states. So for that purpose, here I am considering again two-dimensional. One is the pressure and another one is the volume. Here also we know initial state and final state. So let's see this one. In the non-quasi-static process, we know only initial and final states. We doesn't know what are the intermediate states. So that's why it is denoted by dotted lines like this, because here we doesn't know What are the intermediate states between the initial and final state? So this type of process are called a non-quasi static processes. So it is the first process, or consider as this one is the second and this one is the third process. So whatever, and this cycle is defined as non-quasi static cycle. Simply the quasi static processes are defined as reversible process and non-quasi static processes are defined as irreversible processes. So this is about the quasi static and non-quasi static processes. And next we are going to discuss about what is the reversible process and what about the irreversible process. Reversible process. A process is said to be reversible if, when reversed in the direction of flows, the same path as that of the forward path without leaving any effect on system and its surroundings. That type of process is called reversible process. So let's see. When reversed, when reversed in the direction of flow, the same path as that of forward path without leaving any effect to system and its surroundings. Okay, so this is the definition for reversible process. So let's see this one. Here also I am considered two-dimensional. One is the pressure and another one is the volume for the purpose of understanding. So here I have one state, initial state, and another one is the final state. So here what we are defined, here already one process is completed. It is the first process. It is the forward process. What is the reversible process here? When the reversed in the direction of flow, the same path. So what is the path is formed? In the same path, it will be in the reverse in the direction. Reversed in the direction followed by the forward path. So what is the path is formed by forward path? It's followed in the same path and it is in the reversed condition without leaving any effect. So there is a no losses between the system and as well as surroundings. So that type of process is called reversible process. I'll give one example for easy understanding. So let us consider one building here. It is only for understanding oriented. So we have steps. So let's see what is the reversible process. Here one person is there. When a person reaches to top of the building with these steps, When he is in the bottom of the building, he have an energy 100 kilojoules. It is only example oriented. He have energy at the bottom of the building 100 kilojoules. When he reaches to top of the building with the help of steps, when he at this point he have same energy levels. There is a no loss here, and when he come back to bottom of the building, and again he come back to bottom of the building, when he reaches to bottom of the building from top to bottom, at the same time he have same energy levels. So there is a no loss at the bottom of the building and as well as at the top of the building. Here is a no loss in his energy levels. So this type of process is called a reversible process. So this is the to understanding oriented example. In case of our mechanical point of view, all the frictionless activities are called the reversible processes. Generally, there is a no process is reversible process, but some processes are approximately reversible process. In that approximately reversible processes point of view, all the frictionless processes are called reversible processes. If you find out this one, generally it is not possible. When the person is using the steps, some amount of energy loss will be there, but it is not happen here. So that type of process are defined reversible processes. For the examples of reversible process are all the frictionless processes are considered in the example point of view for reversible processes. Frictionless, in that point of view, compression and expansion of spring. If we consider a spring, if we find out that one without any frictionless compression and expansion of process is the example for reversible process. And as well as isothermal and polytropic frictionless adiabatic process, frictionless adiabatic compression and expansion, and as well as isothermal compression and expansion and polytropic compression and expansions. So these are all the example for reversible processes. It is the important no process is truly reversible process. In the practical or in the world, there is a no process truly reversible processes. So this is about the reversible process, and reversible processes are shown by continuous line here. So if you are indicated the process is continuous line, the type of process is called a reversible process. So this is about the reversible process, and next we are going to discuss about what is the irreversible process. Irreversible process. A process which is not a reversible is called irreversible process. The main cause of the irreversible process is friction. That means friction affecting on the process. A process which is not a reversible process is called irreversible process. So let's see, it is completely opposite to reversible process. So same as here, consider one two-dimensional, one is the pressure and another one is the volume. So here we have a same as initial state and another one is the final state. Here one process is formed, it is the forward process. And what about the backward process? So that backward process is not followed by same path. It is not followed by same path. It followed another path, and here some losses are there. Some amount of losses will be involved here. So that type of process are called irreversible process. The irreversible process are denoted by dotted lines. In this process, some amount of loss is there. So some amount of energy loss, nothing but loss is nothing but the energy losses are involved here. So let's see, to understand what is the irreversible process, what we are considering in the example point of view for reversible process, same we are consider here. Let us consider one building, same as person having 100 kilojoules of energy, and when he is first time he is using the lift to reach the top of the building. At this condition he have 100 kilojoule energy, so there is a no loss when he reaches to top of the building. When he come back to the bottom of the building, at this time he is using the steps. When he reaches to bottom of the building, here is some amount of energy loss due to the using the steps. Some amount of loss is there. So let us consider it is 80 kilojoules when he reaches to bottom of the building. Here is the 20 kilojoule energy is lost from the bottom to top of the building. So this type of a process is called irreversible process. In our subject point of view, best example for irreversible process, to burn the fuel is one of the best example, and as well as burning the air and fuel and burning of the gases and heat transfers and finally a free expansion processes. All these processes are considered as examples of irreversible processes. That means where is the amount of energy loss takes place, each and every type of that process is called irreversible processes. So this is about the different type of important processes regarding to thermodynamics. And next we are going to discuss about a thermodynamic equilibrium concept. Thermodynamic equilibrium. A system is said to exist in a state in thermodynamic equilibrium when no change in any macroscopic property is registered if the system is isolated from its surroundings. When a system is said to be in thermodynamic equilibrium, if it is in thermal equilibrium, mechanical equilibrium, and finally chemical equilibrium. It satisfies these three equilibrium conditions, then the system set to in thermodynamic equilibrium. A system is said to be in thermodynamic equilibrium if it in is in thermal equilibrium. Mechanical equilibrium, and finally chemical if it is satisfied these three equilibrium conditions, then the system is said to be in thermodynamic equilibrium. The thermal equilibrium is regarding to temperature, concept of temperature, and mechanical equilibrium is deals with the concept of forces, and finally a chemical equilibrium is deals with the concept of chemical potential. So let's see one by one. So what they are indicates. First one is the thermal equilibrium. When a system is said to be in thermal equilibrium, the temperature entire the system is equal or constant. So that type of equilibrium is called a thermal equilibrium. When temperature is constant or equal throughout the system is defined thermal equilibrium. So let us consider a room. If you find out a room, in that room, in any corner or any area, we have a same temperature. That is the room temperature. Consider we have 30 degrees. It is equal in this corner, and here also 30 degrees, and this corner also we have 30 degrees, and at the center of room also we have a 30 degrees room temperature. So this type of, it is the only understanding oriented example. So this type of equilibrium is called a thermal equilibrium. Here is only temperature is constant throughout the system. So that type of equilibrium is defined thermal equilibrium. And next we are going to discuss about what is the mechanical equilibrium. Mechanical equilibrium. It is deals with the concept of pressure. When a system it is in mechanical equilibrium, the pressure entire the system is constant or no change in the pressure at any point of the system. So that type of equilibrium is called mechanical equilibrium. It deals with concept of pressure when no change in pressure at any point in the system is called a mechanical equilibrium. So let us consider one piston and cylinder arrangement to understand this concept. So this one is the cylinder and this one is the piston. When the slow compression process takes place here, if we are consider the slow compression process, very slow compression process, at that time the pressure in any point, let us consider inside that system we have a 10 bar pressure. In any point of that system we have an equal pressure at the time of slow compression process. So that type of equilibrium is called a mechanical equilibrium. And next we are going to discuss about chemical equilibrium. Chemical composition does not change with time. Simply, that type of equilibrium is called a chemical equilibrium. So this is about the today class. In the next class, we are going to discuss about some more concepts regarding to basics of thermodynamics. Thank you.
If you have any queries regarding this lecture, please comment in comment box, and thank you for your watching.